Is that one as good as the one down on Sierra Highway? Glasses.
Hype me up.
Is that one as good as the one over on Sierra?
Sierra one is better.
Sierra one's better.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's Friday. That's everybody know that's the best one. You know what's crazy? The one in Lancaster was pretty good for surprisingly. I just tasted it for the first time. They got this Philly chicken place right there. This guy from Philly that put up a chicken spot. It's good. You been there, Glasses, to the Philly chicken spot in Lancaster open?
But I'm gonna tell you some staggering stuff. I realized for sure. Staggering information.
No, we're not going with that, are we?
Definitely are.
No, we're not.
What's the staggering information I have to know?
Oh my
I'm completely
goodness.
so nosy. Have no life.
Here we go.
I'm gonna find one this year.
Tremendous information.
Educational. It's educational today.
I'm about to find me a life this year.
Shout out to the lunch table. We're gonna start with y'all. Fast Sharice, what's the deal? No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time, right here on Digital Soapbox. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you on the panel. You feel me? Everybody know you at the table. Fatima, what's up? Yup. We do this stream to support the No Ceilings podcast. Just dropped a dope episode, conversations with Northern California. Look below, North California. Look below right here. It's right there if you're on YouTube. Good episode. Available on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Podcast Network, and iHeart. And let's get this thing cracking. So, no, what I was saying is, I didn't realize there was more Black people in Lancaster and in Palmdale than in Compton. Yeah.
Wow, that was enlightening to me, and I didn't know.
Yeah, no. So we've been putting together our whole like poster distribution, which I had to order 4,000 more posters. So I needed 7,000 posters, right? And my goal was to do 7,000 posters. I wanted to do one poster for every 300 Black people. But I wanted to focus on reconnecting. I had a really interesting conversation with DeMizza. DeMizza used to run Power 106 for years, like one of the smartest people I know. Just a good brother overall. And he felt like hip hop hadn't been activated in a long time. Like the battle was the first time hip hop had been activated in a very long time.
Like everybody involved?
Like hype me up.
Hype me up. You hot, Trap. You real hot.
Nah, my bad. Hold on. Let me switch this up. Mute my mic for a second.
Yeah. So we was looking at this poster distribution. Shout out to the homies. The homies at Blue Division. Don Dub, one of the greatest additions I ever added to Blue Division. A real smart A&R cat. Really smart with marketing. Go far and beyond. You met Don. Don is dope.
And his son too. Something's cool.
Joey was, we was all in a couple marketing conversations. King would be in them too, but he doesn't want to get an iPhone. He just desire to be different.
He's a special one.
So we start studying demographics, right? Like our goal was to get the posters on the West Coast. Like we wanted to activate hip hop. So shout out to DeMizza. He was saying, man, it's been a long time since hip hop. Hip hop used to work because it was a voice of the voiceless. And that wasn't just anybody who didn't have a voice, particularly Black people, or people in our communities in the ghettos didn't have a voice or a mainstay in mainstream audiences. There was no way you could have knew what was happening with us, you know what I'm saying, before hip hop. You had no idea. You had no idea, what was happening with us before hip hop. Hip hop kind of became, like Chuck D says, the ghetto CNN. And they would tell you what was happening. So we would all be in unison on what was happening, and then our voices would be used to magnify the conversation into the rest of America, right? Even to other more successful and affluent Black people, to white people, to everybody else. And that's kind of been the history of hip hop and what made hip hop great until what we call the blog era. once the internet came into pass and got in the middle of hip hop, now there was no longer like this kind of unison conversation because we could all take our own paths individually into our own worlds. So like it depends on what, for lack of a better term, your algorithm look like. That's going to determine the information you're getting. Even to the point now where like the kids, they don't even know how to socialize with people outside no more. Like they don't know how. They socialize through, video games. They socialize through all kind of impersonal means outside of, it's not a face-to-face interaction.
Yeah. It's you send your kids outside, they feel like they did something wrong.
Yes.
They mad.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how it is now.
Yeah. I took my kid's phone and told her to go outside. She moved her
Good.
Yeah, good. So it's like, I realized that. And so we was going through this whole poster layout. Shout out to Adney, shout out to Diamondback Photography. Madge, what up, bro? No, cuz, what's happening? Rough, what's up, cuz? So we started to do it. So the goal was to get everybody in unison in conversation. So if I'm about to release a single and I have a marketing campaign, right? My goal was to make sure that every ghetto, like the ghettos on the West Coast, knew. So the brothers on the West Coast had to know what was happening. Now, again, is I don't think they care if you just tell every brother on the coast, you feel me? Like, oh, it's a new song coming out by Glasses Malone. That's not what it is. So obviously that's not what marketing is. Marketing is more of a story behind something. It's like saying, hey, try Pepsi versus saying, hey, this drink is the choice of the new generation. Right?
Basically.
That's a different thing. So
and draw them in.
Yeah, once we figured out the conversation, it became like, let's put it where all the brothers on the West, you know what I mean, could see what was happening. So there's gonna be two reactions. There's gonna be the first reaction of the conversation that happened once you see the marketing, and then there's the conversation of engaging. You know what I mean, once you see the marketing. So if it's a poster, again, one part of the conversation is I'm going to engage with the poster. The other part is I'm going to tell other people I saw the poster. Right, boom. Once we start looking to put it, where Black people, we realize how sparse and far, like there are very few Black neighborhoods on the West Coast now.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Like doing all of this study, we realized it was more brothers in Phoenix. Outside of California, the city with the most brothers is Phoenix.
Facts. My brother just moved there.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's funny, and I was looking at Compton, and Compton was like, at one time, Compton was like 80% Black. Mm-hmm. Now it's down to like
30,
20-some percent.
I was gonna say it's under 30.
Do you think some Blacks in these areas are identifying themselves as mixed?
Ironically. So you can't do that in California.
I'm just asking the question.
But when we went up to Washington,
we was talking about it.
Yeah, when we went up to Washington and places like Seattle, Tacoma, Portland, all of these places, like different places. Like I noticed Trap when I was looking for Black people and we was looking through the demos, like in Tacoma, it'll say 25,000 Black people, right? But then they'll have this weird stat that say mixed people.
Yeah.
And it was like 25,000 mixed people. And I got so mad because I immediately knew that was niggas declaring themselves mixed.
That's crazy.
See, when you do campaigning, you have to go to do door knocking. You have to knock on people's door. That's when you really figure out who's marking the box. Because they say non-Black home and you knock on the door and Jermaine opening the door. You're like, what's going on?
And so they called themselves mixed.
Yeah.
And because of that, we got to send more posters up.
Because I know they is Black.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because of the mix, we send them more
Trap,
posters.
when I saw that shit, I've been mad.
Yeah, that's
ever
crazy.
since.
That's crazy.
Black people trying to, and I know ain't nobody else identifying as mixed race. Nobody else, period.
So is that like just in the Northwest, or is that just outside of California,
But
period?
we have a lot of mixed households, though. Keep it real.
There's no such thing as mixed
It's
household.
not mixed.
You are Black.
You got Black, you Black.
Black.
You know, You don't check
And it's
that
weird that this is the mind state today. You're not mixed. If you're black and white, you're black. No white people are they gonna see you as white. You're black. Even if race is a construct, like either way, you're black. So it's weird to watch. And I kept looking at the numbers, and it would be 25,000 black folk, and then it'd be 25,000 people that declared themselves mixed. And I'm like, you know, this is niggas. And I had to be really generous. And I was like, okay, let's say the number is 50%. But I'm almost willing to bet 98% of them is niggas.
98.99.
98%. Because black people are the only people that declare themselves as Negroes. Black people, excuse me, the only one would declare themselves as mixed.
It's like, you know, they're trying to hold on to both sides.
There is no other side. You can't be white. If you black and white, you can't be white. If you black and Mexican, you can't be Mexican.
Are you sure about that?
First off, Mexicans are nationality. There's black people in Mexico. But if you're black and white, if you're any other race, if you're black and yellow, you're black. Tiger Woods is black.
Somebody need to tell Tiger Woods.
Somebody needs to tell Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
We all knew it. That became the biggest laughing and joke of the century. He talking about, hey, we like, bro.
I think Tiger Woods still think he mixed.
But sometimes things are culturally taught.
Ablation.
Because some parents taught their kids, you're not black, you're this because you have this too. And some people just didn't accept it and didn't want to face the fact, and they're just like, hey, I'm claiming other. But some people don't like that.
You are not mixed. First off, everything comes from black people, so everybody is mixed. But everybody, you're black.
Let me ask you a question.
Black, you're black.
Why you feel like somebody would even choose to not identify as black?
Shame.
Shame.
Only shame. The only one I identify.
If they say mixed.
See, there's a lot of parents that are like Patty. It says, I disagree with glasses. I want my kids to acknowledge being Mexican and black.
First off, Mexican is not a race. That's a country. It's a nationality. And if they never was born in Mexico, they can acknowledge Mexican heritage, but they are not Mexican. If anything, they would be American based off nationality. The fact that you say black and Mexican is a scary thought.
What if your grandmother's grandmother is black? You got a little bit of like Haley Steinfeld.
I don't even know that.
She looks white. Like she looked like a white person. The co-star in Sinners. That white girl.
I've never even seen Sinners.
You talking in glasses.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna see it though.
Why is it scary though?
What I'm saying, but what if you look passing? You look white.
What do you mean if you look white?
If you look
white, you're not
white.
black. If you that's a new thing now. You look white.
Nobody is mixed.
So even if you look white,
mixed.
even if you look dead
white,
white,
I can't agree. I can't agree with them. Nobody not being mixed, because if you have one parent that's black, one parent that's white, you know what I'm saying?
You're black.
No, you're black, but you can
You're
identify
not mixed.
being black.
You're not mixed. You're not mixed. If one parent's black and one parent's white, your ass is not mixed.
your grandmother's white.
It's not.
I mean, your grandmother's black, but you look white. You look all the way white.
You going by the one drop? You going by the one drop rule?
I'm talking about. Let's not
the one drop rule.
Let's just say
the one drop rule.
And your dad is white.
That is true though.
That's what you're going by. You're going by the one drop rule. If you got one drop of blood of black,
I don't need a
black.
rule to realize if your black ass walking here and one of your parents is black and one of your parents is white, you're black.
But no, like you said though, what if you go more towards your skin complexion being white though?
You still black.
No, you're still black. I agree with that.
Mix is not a thing. The fact that y'all, and shout out to Moo for saying that now you tripping, mix is a thing. Mix is not a thing. The fuck are y'all talking about? Do y'all understand how?
So shout out at first, but then now it's like, nah.
No, shout out to Moo.
It's definitely confusing.
Mix is not a thing.
Okay.
It's definitely confusing.
The fact that first off, it's weird when you say black and Mexican.
I'm an alien.
That shit just dumb. The fuck are you talking about? What the fuck is black and Mexican? There's black people that are Mexican.
So
how the fuck could you be mixed with black and Mexican?
Hispanic?
They don't even go together.
That's another thing. What about people from these other countries that Spanish speaking countries and they black? And they look black. They color
like
black.
Panama, and shit like that.
They would be black.
Like my dad is Cuban.
Okay, so now if we talking about if we gonna go into a deeper conversation of race, right? Because there's no true such thing as racial construct. That's just all been disproven.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're saying black, based off the American construct, right? Because that's all we talking about. We ain't talking about black in Nigeria. We ain't talking about black in nowhere else. You said black. Then it's simple. If you're black, you're black. How the fuck could you be black and Mexican? What does that even look like?
So when they got those boxes to fill out, what do they got for
Black?
They got black, white,
Hispanic,
Hispanic,
non-Hispanic.
So what?
That's not a racial construct.
But now they have Hispanic non-black.
But I'm saying, what do the dark Hispanics put? Do they put Hispanics or they put black? In your mind, they just be putting black.
What do you mean dark Hispanic? If you are born in Mexico, you're Hispanic. If you black over here, your ass is black. That's what black is. See, over in Mexico, they don't have to have a construct of white boxes and dark boxes. It's just Mexican.
So if you're a dark-skinned Mexican who's born in Mexico and you come over here and you put Hispanic.
If you was born over here, your ass is black.
What it is, you gotta get through the ethnicity, you know what I'm saying, race and nationality.
From that country.
That's where
they come from, where they was born.
So the nationality is Mexican.
I see what you're saying, though. Yeah, he's saying that if you was dark skinned complected over there, we call that black. That's just a color. Right. That's not even.
They wouldn't even put. You don't go to Mexico and check the box and they be like black.
Yeah, black is a color.
So if you born in Puerto Rico,
you're Puerto Rican.
You're Puerto Rican.
You're Puerto Rican.
Yeah, like my dad.
But if you have a son out here,
Cuban.
He's black,
and he's black now.
He's black in America.
He's black now. Now he's black.
Okay, so we got to agree
on
Puerto
Rican
right? Black is an American construct, right?
Yeah.
Now, black existed before America, so let's go off this. Black has been before America. Before America, black was black people use the term black before America, but the sense of black that we're talking about is an American thing. So if you over here, you can't be black and Mexican. You might as well be American and Mexican.
So it's one or the other.
Yes.
It's no mix. You either from Mexico and you're Hispanic, or you over here, you black. Not
if you look like us and you were born here, your ass
is black.
So
thank you.
So if I'm Puerto Rican and me and my wife, we was born in Puerto Rico, we move out here, we have a child and he's dark skinned. We raise him as a black man now.
Yes, because he's gonna get treated.
Hey, you can raise him as a white man, but he's gonna be black.
Again, get it out, coach.
You
know. Hey, you know what the crazy thing is? I agree 100. I've been telling people this shit all the time. I agree 100% with glasses. I'm just trying to let glasses talk. Like this is crazy. This is fun.
It's crazy because my mom is born in Venezuela, Caracas, Venezuela. My dad is born in Cuba, and I would always tell my parents, they would try to say, Barbie, try to tell me different things. I'm like, man, I grew up here. I'm born here. I'm black. I live black. I'll go through black circumstances.
That's
I'm black.
What black is.
I'm black.
Mm-hmm.
I was born there, but y'all shouldn't have brought me here. I'm black.
You was born there.
Shout out to Queen Lady X. She said Glasses is saying that because of the racial issues in California. There is no racial issues in California. That's just a lie. That's another lie. There are no racial issues in California. Whatever y'all keep lying about is a racial issue in California. You have never seen a racial issue. If you think that there's a racial issue in California, you have never saw a racial issue. There is no racial issues in California.
Who said there was a racial issue?
This is my point. See, people be in a note and just be making shit up. There's no racial issue in California. You see a couple people, gangs, and people fighting. That's not no racial issue. You ain't went through no race problems in California. This ain't the South.
Who's they saying, black and white or black
no,
and
Confederate flags out there?
So you don't think racism happens in California?
Yes, it does, but not anywhere there's no real racial issue outside.
They got sundown towns in California.
Huh?
They got sundown towns in California.
I ain't never seen one.
They got them.
Yeah, I've never seen one. We can go to whichever one you want to, and you realize that ain't true.
They do.
No,
I told you before.
No, Queen Lady Act, we did not grow up in no racial issues. Y'all got to stop lying.
That is facts. I'm gonna say Glasses.
They look at that Rodney King stuff.
No, like we have.
I didn't know what racism was until my parents told me.
Like we see 18 streets and the jungle's beefing, and then we conflate that as race because they talk shit to the 18. They still ain't went bad and start hurting nobody. Ain't no racial issues in no California. Y'all full of shit, and I'm tired of y'all lying. You ain't went through nothing. First off, if you ain't from no gang, you ain't went through no racial issues. Y'all is so full of fucking cap.
I didn't see my first Mexican until I was 13.
I think a lot of people try to say, like, there's racial things that happen in jails and stuff like that.
I lived in Inglewood.
I think that's separate from regular everything.
And it's a bunch of people talking from the outside. They ain't saw no real racial issues. That little petty dumb shit that people do got nothing to do with no fucking racial issues. These people fighting over real shit. If you talking about the niggas from East Coast and the Florencias, that shit is guys as race. That shit is about gangs. And Google can't tell y'all nothing.
AI.
Oh, shit.
This is what I'm just saying.
AI.
Queen Lady Act says y'all can Google the late 1990s on y'all own. How the fuck Google gonna tell you about a nigga that grew up in the late 1990s? How could Google tell you more than me? Huh?
It was there. You was there, right, Glasses? You was there, right?
Everybody knew I was there.
You was there, right? Yeah, all right, let's make sure. I thought you might have missed it or something.
Ain't no fucking racial shit. Y'all see a couple gangs fighting and shit. You lived in the area. You didn't experience it. You ain't fought no. You ain't had to deal with nothing. Y'all, I keep telling y'all grew up watching gangs, so immediately y'all think that y'all understand gangs because you grew up watching. If you didn't grow up gang banging, you don't get gangs. That's the trick. Like you can have a decent outsider perspective, but you don't get gangs. And if you didn't grow up participating in the dialogue between brothers and Mexican people in the area, then you don't quite get it. So when I'm telling you there is no racial issues, because there's really never been no racial issues in California, that shit overstated. There's a couple dickheads trying to look like blacks is from every Mexican gang. Black people is from every Mexican gang. Every gang that you feel like there's a racial issue, there's black people from that gang.
I think blacks and Mexicans had problems before in California, but never no issue, not big enough to be considered an issue.
Black and Mexicans don't have, so
I feel like, and when I say problems, I mean like there's some black people who don't like Mexicans, there's some Mexicans who don't like black people, but I don't think it's big enough to construct the issue. Like I've never, growing up in California in LA, I never had no problem with no Mexican ever in my life. And none of my partners never had no problem with no. I had one problem with one dude, and he stole my money, and it's only because he stole.
That's how it is
it
in general. Like, so when people keep saying when they conflating racial issues, it's not. It's rooted in things. Even the East Coast and Florencias is not about skin. It was about a bunch of dope. It was about 100 bricks.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that a black dude ain't never had. I don't like Mexicans. I'm not saying that never happened, but I don't think black people ain't never had big issues with Mexicans in all. Like there was two Mexicans that went to my school. And they got along fine. We ain't never talked to them. Hey, Mexicans, we gotta get on them.
No, it's not necessarily that. Lucky. Shout out to Lex. The rewriting of history is crazy. No, the problem is when you let white people tell you about black people. That's crazy. That's your problem. Or it's when you let people who don't really know tell you about. And I'm starting to realize how many people, how the internet has made ignorant people feel empowered to speak.
Yeah.
Ignorant, not the insultful black way your parents told you with your ignorant ass. I'm saying ignorant like you don't quite know. You don't know. So Queen Lady Act says, I never had problems with Mexicans directly. Then what are you talking about racial issues? Like that's not a racial issue. There is no racial issues in California. There's issues that's rooted in gangs and certain situations that fall out, and then it get clouded with people saying shit.
Now I will say this with Trap's thing, what he said. There are some places in California that we ain't been to where they do got sundown towns in California, and they do got some weird shit going on in California. I'm talking about even where I live at, like in Lake LA and stuff like that. It'd be a little weird in the boonies and the sticks.
Sure.
But I think the problem is that we have to realize that one incident or two incidents that happens between two people that have a conflict just because they're a different color does not make it a race war. If me and my neighbor start egging each other's car because we're fighting over a parking spot, it's not race. It's just like when we talked about there's not black on black crime. It's just crime that happens to be between two black people. And I think that we take one little thing and we make it as facts across the board. Racial war was when there was no blacks that could drink at this damn water fountain. We ain't had that, so we gotta bring it.
And it's not rooted in race. It's just a silly lie. And the fact that somebody would tell somebody to direct somebody to Google instead of listening to Glasses alone is just insulting and disrespectful. That's just crap. But this is what I was just saying. It's like somebody talking to me about Jay-Z versus AI, and I'm like, no, I studied this. This is kind of how I made my living. And they like, oh man, and it's like, how could you argue? How could you argue this with me? If you've never had a problem with Mexicans in your life, and you black, and where you live is full of Mexican people, then how could you say that there was a racial issue? I grew up and actually had beef with people. I grew up beefing with Largos. I grew up, first gun I ever got put on me was by 7-0s. And I could tell you out my mouth that shit is not rooted in race. I don't care if they said F. I don't care if they said N words and all that. I know what's really the problem because I actually did my work to know the problems.
Why you just say N word like that?
Yeah, the N word because I can't say it
Okay.
within the first 30 minutes.
Okay.
You can't say within the first 30
Why
minutes.
you ain't let me know that right there?
Ain't that to me.
Did we say it?
Man.
No, you can't. No, you could use the A, but the hard ER. Like
okay.
I've been referenced in a negative derogatory term by a Mexican person, but that again, that is not a racist issue. That's somebody. That's like when you get into it with your old lady, you call her the B word. It don't necessarily mean you hate women or you like derogatory to women. It just means y'all had a problem and you didn't control yourself. So again, I'm saying it's just not true. Just like I could tell you, like Queen Lady Act who's saying that, and again, that's her favorite line. You act like people didn't have black male family members in general. I am a black male. So again, second or third hand information is different when you can take it from the source of the situation. If it never happened to you and you going around speaking, this is not true.
What up, Queen?
I need to hear some Puerto Ricans or something. I need to see what they think about what you talking about them being black though.
You're not Puerto Rican?
Yeah, you ever been to Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico's like really segregated within like the skin complexion though. You got like the dark Puerto Ricans and you got the light skinned Puerto Ricans.
This is ridiculous.
No, they really serious over there with it.
Glasses, you're making the topic bigger than what it is. I was just saying back in the days, you act like it wasn't a 20-year war. A 20-year war with who?
But somebody
That's what they heard. They saw on TV. They seen colors one time.
I seen a YouTube video about it.
Where was it a 20-year war between black and Mexican people in Los Angeles?
In Los Angeles. You wait for the answer? You froze?
Doing it all. And I'm telling y'all something. Y'all telling me what YouTube telling y'all. I see why hip hop has been rendered powerless.
Because they eyes taking it.
White people is telling them everything. And they believe what white people tell them.
Trap Ross told me.
She said she's traumatized. I believe it. People just traumatized on what they think black urban culture is. That's just what it is.
Who's traumatized?
She just said she was traumatized and depressed.
Who's she?
That's just weird.
Queen
Lady Act. That is
crazy.
okay.
Queen Lady Act is like she's a mix too though. I think she's like 4 different nationalities.
She's black.
She's an other in the box.
No, she's black, and that's the problem.
She's like Native American,
black. I don't care what. It don't matter whatever else is going on in your bloodline. You black.
Okay, so let me ask you: is this a glasses fact or is this a fact?
No, this should be the law.
So it's a glasses fact.
Yeah. This should be the law. Yeah. I mean, well, go around and start acting like you white because you mix it white.
You know about a lot, Queen.
I feel like it's fact. Let me tell you why I feel like
very informative, Queen.
I can speak because I've lived it. I can feel like it's facts because when I have a white mother, and I remember when I used to go places and people used to try to tell me, and I used to have to tell my mom, "You're white," but when I walk outside and I go to school and I experience the world as a black woman. And I have to, and she used to be like, "No, you're not black." And I was like, "Yes, mom, I'm black." So I feel like it's different when you really live being a biracial person, as they say. You are black because when you go through life and you walk into the door at work, they treat you like they look at you as black. They don't care about your mama being white.
How us as black people are we going to accept the passing people who say they black? Are we going to accept them?
Yes.
So if a white girl just white dude, whatever, walk up in here and say, "I'm my great grandmother black, I'm black," you gonna accept them as black people?
I've never heard somebody say that before. She said she's double African American. What does that mean right there, please?
You just did it anyway.
Please explain.
I didn't want to get it.
I'm starting to realize she's a troll and she's doing this on purpose to demand attention.
What do you mean by that? That's like a double cheeseburger or something like that. That was crazy, huh? Said she's double African American.
Yeah, I don't think my mom was accepting that.
That was ill. So if you double African American, how much Haitian are you or Native American are you? And how much, so you just single Haitian, single Native American, half a Mexican, quarter white.
Who the hell is that?
She wants to call in glasses.
No.
I'm interested to see what she got.
No.
You have to cut 88
I want to know what a
that
double
right
African
there.
American sounds like.
he halfway
It's
only
gonna
50%
irritate my
irritated
guys.
right
See what
now.
that
Yo, I gotta know what double
Irritated
right
African
now.
American means.
I tried to duck that whole comment.
Thanks, Pat.
I tried to duck this whole
I couldn't.
comment.
I've seen it.
I
could
tried
not
to duck
duck
this
that
whole
one.
comment.
I'm double African American.
Yo, I didn't know what that meant. That's like when you go up in, Chipotle. Double the chicken up for me real quick, though. Know what I'm saying?
Double African American.
I've never heard.
And then told me
Queen, I love you, Queen.
that
love you,
sense
Queen.
is not common.
Yeah.
This is a very unique sense.
I guess her parents are both
I love
from America and black, huh?
My mom is black, Haitian, and Native.
Is that what she said?
Yes.
And her dad is black.
But Haitians and blacks are all blacks. So what is black? How does black go next to Haitian?
He's a
Black, and
genius.
black on black on black.
How does black and Native go next to each other?
Black,
Even in any level, they would in theory be the same.
black native Mexican.
I wonder if this is the first time she ever said that out loud,
I'm black, y'all.
or she'd be saying that to people. who want it.
Bliggly, black, y'all.
Shout out to my boy Ruffin. Puerto Ricans are black in Chicago. We know what's up. My man.
New
Ruffin.
York too.
Okay,
New
baby.
York, too. That's why they wondering why Fat Joe be saying the N-word.
Black African American is not the same as Haitian. Duh.
See, this is why I'm gonna be doing all of this, man.
Let's get to the
That's
music.
crazy. It's the first show that I really like actually read the comments while I'm doing the show, and this shit is
I hate that
crazy.
y'all doing
Yeah, it
that.
is.
Ruins the conversation.
Sorry, I ain't said nothing.
Again,
Wow.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's not common sense. That's
Did we
not.
start the show yet?
Did
Did we start the show yet?
Yeah, we already started.
No, we
started
need
getting
some
in.
likes and stuff.
I mean, within the yo, you know how you do it.
I don't even know if I can really get into the show because it's just so crazy. I don't even know if we can start the show because it's crazy.
Let's start the show.
Because it's like,
So we 30 minutes in right now, right?
yes.
Okay. So
Here we go. Yeah.
Here we go.
You got the M-word pass. You got the M-word
Use
pass.
the ER now.
no, I just want to
You've been
know
waiting to use
because if you passing as a white person, but you got some black family members and you saying you're black,
You're blessed.
we're good. They're good to say nigger.
See, I told you couldn't wait to
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
wait to drop that.
I'm just trying to see because
What for nobody's good with using the ER.
Yeah.
so nobody's good for using it. So I can't even.
If
So
you
if I
call
was like,
if a
"What's up,
black
my
person
nigger?"
call me
Nope.
a nigger, I want to fight.
Everybody gonna think you half and half now. Where you got that?
I
all.
can't never distinguish when a person says
Because I'm just trying to say we taking all parties now.
Say that again, Trap.
I said I can't really distinguish when a person says I don't go. Let me see if he said the A or he said the ER. Which one did he
I can
say?
tell real easy because they usually make it apparent.
Trap. What you mix with, Trap?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So you do
I
you
don't even mention it. I don't even mention it though.
What?
I don't even mention it though. Like it is what it is. Like
He's black.
I'm black. I'm black.
Okay, so you just
Puerto
say
Rico is a country. So wouldn't you be a Puerto Rican
Hispanic.
American by that standard? How do
Definitely.
y'all keep combining the concept of race or even
Because-
ethnicity with nationality?
Because people don't know the difference.
No, because you're not gonna because when you're Hispanic, you're gonna identify as where the country you're from within your Hispanic.
So then what's the black part of it?
What black part of what? The black part of Puerto Rico is that the
You
fact
say
that
you're a black Puerto Rican?
No, I'm saying my grandfather was Puerto Rican.
No. I got that.
He was
I'm saying, have you ever met a man who's like, I'm black Puerto Rican?
I've heard people say that shit before.
but don't put. I feel like that's damn near like double African American.
Yeah, because they have
I hear a lot of Puerto Ricans say they
a
black.
lot of African culture over there though too. A lot
Yeah,
of African culture in Puerto Rico.
Everybody got dropped off on the same ships, man.
Mhm.
yeah. I feel like
What is happening? Black Mexicans.
Trap, you might want to talk to Miss
Can
Queen.
we do
lady,
black
whatever her name
Africans?
is.
Can we do black Nigerians?
Yeah, that double black.
Well, that's for all the black Mexicans.
Americans crazy.
Should we call them black Nigerians? Can we do that too? Black Nigerians? What about black Kenyans?
No, they African.
No, that's the continent. So we might as well, if we're gonna keep being ridiculous, let's just take
Okay,
this,
but
let's
that
see
is-
how far this go. What
but that
about a
is
white
true.
Russian?
Don't
You about to
Africans
go to this FBA shit. You about to go to this FBA shit. Right now.
Nigerians or where they from?
No,
they
they
call
do
themselves
not.
they tribes. But I'm saying we might as well, let's keep going. Let's see how far this silly shit can go. So
if I
What
talk to a
about black
Nigerian right
Nigerians?
now, they don't be like, I'm Nigerian.
no, they'll tell you that because they're in America. They're not gonna tell you they're Nigerian in Nigeria.
Mm.
They're like, you know what? I'm Nigerian.
You talk about when they in their country, they're not gonna say they're Nigerian.
They're gonna say
They're gonna say they're like from a city or
Or
you're
the
from
tribe
LA
is the-
or like that.
I think that's when you really represent where you from, when you get out of where you from. Like when you come to America and somebody hit you up like, hey, where are you from? Or where are you? They're gonna be like, I'm Nigerian.
Yeah, they'll do that
they're
here.
giving it the county jail
They're,
vibe
they're giving you,
Kenyan.
they're giving you ignorant. They're treating you like you're ignorant.
because they know you
So
don't
they
know.
give you the whole country. Or when they really think you're ignorant, they say they're African. So they're naming themselves the whole continent.
So you think that white people do the same thing?
No,
When they come over here and I talk to a white person, you be like,
no. That's why I say again, it's right back to
so you
the
just think
thing.
white people just done that? They just
No.
ignorant.
White people just actually give themselves more credit. Black people just ridiculous. Like the fact that niggas keep thinking they mix, that's probably the stupid shit in the world. Nobody else would think that. Nobody else thinks they mix.
So what if your dad is black? No, never mind. I'm gonna switch it up because I don't want nobody getting mad. What if your mom is black, your dad is white, you got raised with your dad, and he raised you as a white person?
You fucked up.
Your dad can't raise you as a white person
Why not?
because everybody else is not going to see you as a white person.
What if he raised you like a little white boy?
Solid. What? How does that look like?
I'm just saying, look.
Trust me, the child knows that they're black. Take it from me.
So you
Take it from me.
So they really light skinned.
It looked like
I have a
here.
homeboy too. I have a homeboy. He's mixed, and he looked white. It's crazy because my cousin just called me up like a couple of days ago. She seen him at a birthday party, and she was like, "Hey, who's this white boy?" And I was like, "Oh no, he actually black. He mixed." So, but he act like a black dude though. He think he black. But what if he was to say he was a white boy though?
I saw a
The
whole
society.
documentary, like a news report on this lady. Like they kept the family. She was raised in this really small town, and they thought her father was this white man, and they thought she was with this white man. And this lady was light, but she looked like a sister, but she was light. And everybody had to carry that lie for a long time. And one day they mentioned to her in college when she finally got out of town, and she was talking to some black women, saw her, and they was like, "You know, you a sister." She had no idea.
I'm telling you,
So that's the type of
society.
commitment you need from a small town for people to not notice you black.
Yeah, because I didn't speak English for a long, long time. And I promise you, even though everyone else tried to make me think that I was not black and I was just one thing, society will teach you that you are black. That you are black. And I
Because
will
that's
never
really
forget
a construct. So again, it's weird when I hear how people say that. Like you would never hear somebody be like, "I'm a black African, I'm a black Nigerian, I'm a black Kenyan." You don't hear them say I'm a white South African. So again, it's just weird when we start trying to use, like I said, back to that whole demo when we was looking up them posters, when we watch people say they mixed in America. That was the case, just be American.
But it do get kind of weird though with South Africans, like white people who's born in South Africa, and they come over here and
Tell you they're African.
tell you you're African.
And they're not gonna say they white African. They don't even care what you think.
They don't care.
A black African would tell you they white African. They don't even.
They won't even say they nothing. They gonna call them intruders. They're not even gonna reference them as Africans.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, they're going to. They're not. Again, this weird level of trying to hold on to a bunch of shit that's not your thing is crazy. Like back to the point of this false sense of race war, bro. Everybody in Los Angeles on the east side grew up with Mexicans. I don't give a fuck what you say. You grew up eating Mexican food like you grew up eating any other kind of food. There has never been no race war in Los Angeles. I don't care what YouTube or AI lied to you and told you. It's never been a race war. There's fighting between gangs. Bro. There's fighting between few people, but it's never been a race war. Never in life.
Like not enough to where it's a war. Like they might be little race battles here and there.
It's not
like
even
at a school.
Yes,
there'll be like little Mexicans against blacks at a school or something like that. But I'm with you. I grew up in LA. I never had no sense of we hate
I went
Mexicans.
to a school where there was a riot, a race riot. And I wouldn't consider it a race war. There's a bunch of dumbasses. A couple people that act like they was gangsters, started some shit, and people start fighting. That ain't no race war. People never seen a race war if you think living in Los Angeles has anything to do with race. Unless you white. Now, if you white, I'm in. because you see everybody else. But the rest of y'all, you niggas the same. Niggas is goofy. Even and you could tell people the truth. It's just ridiculous. Like if they say a 20-year war, I'm imagining they talking about Florences and East Coasters. They were fighting over dope. That's not a race war. They started fighting over 100 birds, a bad deal. Somebody jacked somebody for 100 birds. That's not a race war. 7-0s and the Cajuns start fighting over dope. That's not a race war. Longos and 20s and inside, they're fighting over something. They're not fighting over race. There's white people in the South that will kill you just because you're black. That's a race war. A race war is not because we fighting because something happened and then I'm white and you're black. If something happened in between, that's it. Man, there's real white people in this country. I've seen them will fuck you over just because you're here and black.
No, for sure. Like my dad is from Mississippi. He picked cotton. That's how, you know, he's in his mid 60s, late 60s, and he picked cotton. He told me that racism in the South it's almost
that's racist.
Yeah, it's not even he like I told him, like, California, we don't even understand what racism is that good. Like black Californians, we don't even understand real racism. Like we think somebody called us a nigger one day, we're appalled. But when my dad told me,
he said we're appalled.
No, I'm telling you, when my dad told me, the worst thing that ever happened to me, I was sitting on the porch and a white dude a white girl on her bike rolled by and called me a porch monkey. I thought it was hilarious because I was sitting on the porch. But at the time I was really sitting. No, at the time I was really sitting on the porch. Me and my home.
So you couldn't
No, yeah, bro.
Figure out
porch monkey.
Hey, me and my homeboy looked at each other like that was a great one. Like I laughed before I even attacked. I didn't attack her, but I'm just saying I laughed before whatever happened, and I was in my mind like, man, that was a great one. But that probably was the closest thing I've seen to unadulterated racism before I became an adult. Like my dad was born with, like, he grew up knowing what it is. Like 4 years old, I'm picking cotton, I'm doing this, I'm on that. I know that I'm a boy to them. Like I'm a boy. Like that's how he got to dress his whole life. Boy. So it's different in the South. It's way different.
Shout out to Fatima. For example, if a person is in Ghana, they may say they are Ashanti, Akan, or Gan because that's their culture. And that's what we really talking about. Shout out to Brandy, Queen Lady Act TV. So the news was lying in the late 1990s. Yes, white people were lying. I know that's surprising you, Queen Lady Act, but white people lie all the time. They told us it was an East Coast, West Coast war going on in hip hop. That was a lie. They lie all the time. I know you're surprised. Good old trust the white man on the news. Yeah, they know. They don't know shit.
You're skipping past her comments. If you're gonna really, you got to go into the foundational Latin American rooms on Clubhouse that she be in.
Let me ask you a question, Glasses. So you saying gangs got a better understanding of where they're from than the average American?
Exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. They've read a lot of books too. That's I mean, just keep it real.
No, because when you ask them where they from, they'll tell you exactly where they don't say America. They don't say nothing. They tell you exactly where their community, where they from, what street. That's it.
They let them know they try.
They don't say California. They don't say California. They don't say nothing. So we understand.
By this standard, like this is what I'm saying. Hip hop, when we start talking about culture, right? If the goal is to identify tribe and culture, first off, all this shit is American culture because it's happening on the land of America.
Facts.
Right? So to people outside of the United States of America, hip hop is an American thing.
But like I'm be telling you all the time, I think, and I haven't said this, but I honestly think that black people might be the most American thing in this country.
I mean, most things are defined that's unique by black people in this country. But again, it becomes a thing. This is why I understand. How could you be mixed? Cholo is an American culture. It's not a Mexican culture. Cholo is an American culture. It's in America.
So the Mexicans who are not from Mexico, they black.
No, the Mexicos that are not from Mexican are American.
So they're American.
With Hispanic.
They white. No, they white.
Mexican heritage. Racially construct, yes.
So they white. So Mexicans who are not born.
If we was going on a false sense of a racial construct, that's what they would be. So again, how are you mixing things that don't go together in a cultural conversation? If that was a standard, all this shit is just American culture. So how are you identifying?
And well, isn't that why they can? So that's why they came up while we were like in junior high, telling us like you know that people need to say that they're Mexican American, that they're African American, that they need to identify.
You ever notice that they do that? And not to cut you off, but that just triggered me. You ever notice that they do that? We'll say Mexican American, but we don't say that Mexicans are North American. That's in the continent of North American. It's in North America. They're North American. But then we just take Africa. I mean, this huge continent that could fit, I don't know, 20 or 30 or 40 United States of America. But we just put this whole continent and be like African American. You get what I'm saying? You feel me? Like that shit is a.
That's what I was saying. That's why I was going with that you know. But we don't hear people say Asian American though, or you know they say that they're just Asian.
So older people used to say Oriental, which was ignorant and racist.
That was crazy.
Yeah. It's ignorance when you say Asian, period, because it's not recognized. Like it's based off it. You don't know where this person is from. Yeah. It's not really a prided thing.
I feel like Asian is like a like trying to just clump them all together, like just clump. Like because when you say Asian, you putting.
Because the lady told me she was Filipino. She said, "Please don't call me that. I am Filipino. I am from my family is from the Philippines." All together. And even though she was here, she said, "I'm Filipino American." And I was like, I had never heard of it. You know, I heard of Asian American. She was like, Asian American really isn't proper because it doesn't say where I'm from. And I never knew that. I'm this age when I learned that.
If that way, you could call it Indian or Asian. Then they doing it like that.
Exactly. Imagine calling. And that's what I'm saying. Some of the things is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. There is no biracial construct. I'm glad you said that, Adnay. There is no biracial construct. It don't make no sense. There is no mixed construct. Now, if you're saying you're mixed culturally, everybody in the United States of America is raised culturally mixed. If you black, your ass grew up eating Italian food with a twist, Mexican food with a twist, every food in the world, German food with a twist, nothing. So how the hell you going to find that shit like that? How? I just didn't get it. And it just was fucking me up when I kept saying these people identify as mixed. Sit your stupid ass down.
You have a bunch of beige rage coming your way, brother.
Yeah, no, it ain't. I'm not having it. I cuss these people ass out.
You have a bunch of
mixed. You not mixed with shit. You mixed with ignorant.
First Drake
well,
now
technically
this.
We are mixed with a little mama look good and a little, you know.
It's fucking up the numbers. That's why niggas think ain't no numbers. All you niggas think y'all white. Your daddy white, your mama black. You black.
Hey, you just heard.
Your daddy black and your mama white. You black.
Hey, coach, you just heard what the whole thing is. They fucked up the numbers for the posters. That's what this is all
not
about.
The posters, they fucked up the numbers.
They fucked up the numbers about the poster. That's what it's about right there.
But did the posters thing make you think about this?
Yes, the posters.
The last sentence was hard.
They fucked up the posters.
I knocked on everybody's door during the census.
Redo shit.
And it was people that I could look that was plainly black in front of me, was blatantly putting themselves as other.
Black people don't want to be black no more. That's what's pissing me off.
But see, when I be saying that about hip hop, we be getting into it. That's how I be feeling when people don't want to be hip hop. I damn near look at it as being black.
That's not.
I feel like it is, man. Because I feel like hip hop culture is black culture.
But it's okay to artistically be what you want to be. Then racially,
you can artistically be whatever you want to be.
But I'm asking you, what about hip hop is black culture specifically? What is unique to black people?
Everything.
Like what?
Just black
everything.
People?
Well, me and you don't say son. Like that's hip hop slang.
I'm saying, but just because you don't like how you said there's different tribes in Nigeria or wherever they're at.
So you are not a part. But you're not a part of their culture.
Yeah, we are part of this Nigerian culture.
No, there's no Nigerian culture.
Yeah, that's all Nigerian. They all from Nigeria. That's all Nigerian culture.
No, it's not. Again, that's an ignorant term to keep trying to make something.
No, it's not.
It's a false sense of unity, and there is no Nigerian culture.
Okay, so that's cap. Because if something happen in Nigeria right now, where an outside entity attacks Nigeria, they're all going to band together. They're not going to be like, "Oh, you from there, you from there, you from there."
It's not going to be.
At this point, we coming together, and now we Nigerian.
It's not going to be a cultural thing. That's because that's a patriotic thing to do. It's not how they live. Look, I'm with you. I just think that there is some issues with ignorance that we kind of want to group a bunch of people together, even though it's like 300 million Nigerian people.
You want to group
It's
people
like
together
when
now.
It's like when I was young, everybody wanted to be
No, you
believed.
don't.
I do. That's what I'm telling you.
No, you just,
people
no, you just told me that if you got a 4% black and you black. Like
Based
you want
off
to put everybody.
racial, but I don't think we all live the same culture, and that's what we're having a difference.
But you just grouping them. So if somebody come to you and say, I'm biracial, you're going to tell them, no, I'm black. You're black.
Yeah, but there is no black culture, Coach. That's why I keep saying all of us culturally live different. Yes, there are black people that feel culture, but again, to have a claim over it, it don't have nothing to do with you. Like the way Trap and them talk is not how we talk. I don't care how much I've been listening to hip hop and hearing niggas say.
But what does that mean? But y'all still in the same. But y'all still
Really?
hip hop culture though. Both you and Trap are still in the hip hop, even though y'all talk differently.
We're both raised in street urban culture, but again, the mafia and the mob is different.
Do you consider you and Trap still hip hop though?
Yes.
Okay, and y'all speak differently.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so that's my point. You proving my point.
I did, but I'm saying even if that's the case, right? Then you still don't have an entitlement to hip hop culture as a whole. Well, just start saying B, son, and kid.
What is
just
what
try
does that
it.
mean?
You still have to be authentic to
Just
who you
walk
are.
around every day. Hold on, I got you, Coach. Just walk around every day, change all your lingo. You be like, yeah, son. What up, kid? What up, B? And start talking to everybody.
They'll believe it coming from Coach.
I'm gonna be true. Hey,
Coach,
I know what those dudes right now.
Coach looks like
and all
that. You know how you feel about it.
I think they
weird.
Doing they thing.
You think they're weird.
All right, bro. Cool.
You be like, that's weird.
They both can be hip hop, but what people don't understand is the one thing about hip hop is you have to be authentically from whatever street culture you're from and represent that.
But you still hip hop.
I can't be out here podcasting being like, yes, son, what up with it, my G?
Yo,
like
mad flavor, B.
Mad flavor, B.
Mad flavor,
B. But you still hip hop.
And start wearing your Timbs and your Bubble Goose coat. Just walk around.
Have Lex call up, please. Lex want to
be son.
Mad flavor, yo.
And daddy.
Yo, chill out.
Let me try it out. No, why can't you use it? Culture, I can use it. Mad flavor, son.
Yeah.
Give me a crash. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this.
Mad flavor, yo.
I'm from the porch with it, kid.
Mad flavor, yo.
Trap. Hey, is hip hop culture black culture to you, or do you think it's just something different?
I don't think it's black culture. I think hip hop culture is.
I damn near look at you and Trap like sellouts now.
Oh,
I damn near
because black people want hip hop so bad.
No, we created it. We created it.
If you want to win teams, just say that, B.
We created it. Black people have influenced everything. We don't just have to hold on to hip hop. We have rock music, blues music,
all
everything.
that.
We even put everything. It's okay. You didn't lose
Except
nothing.
you ain't making no blues. So the fact that you feel entitled to it and you don't know shit about blues is crazy. That's how I feel about people that's gangbangers. They be like, man, I'm like, you don't even know nothing about it. You just like, I'm in. Yeah, but you don't know.
There was gangbanging next door, so you know about it.
Are Crips and Bloods different culturally? You think?
The fact that
No. And what you about to say?
I said the fact that you about to ask that is crazy.
And what do you think? What do you think?
I feel like things that are not of me, I don't want. I'm not a Blood or a Crip, so I don't care. I'm a black person.
No, Bloods and Crips are not different culture.
All right, so Bloods and Crips are not different cultures.
Is blood is that black culture?
No, it's street urban culture. This don't got nothing to do with every nigga in the world. There's something black people created, but that's not black culture.
Because to say that it's black culture though is to say that the square person is to say that everybody that's black is hip hop though.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling.
But I don't know why we keep, I don't know why we keep saying that everybody got to be that same thing to be that.
Because it's black culture. Because everybody that's black is when you black, you black. So it's like
everybody black born into hip hop.
Damn near. You see my mom?
No.
You see my mom?
No.
My mom ain't no. She ain't.
My dad is not born into hip hop.
If you ask her right now, she hip hop. She'd probably be like, nah. My dad is really hip hop.
Do we got a caller again?
My dad just got addicted to the ground.
If you ask your mom, she'd probably be like, boy, if you don't get off my phone with that bullshit.
Exactly.
She is not hip hop.
But she is.
No, your mom is
really
aware of. No, your mom is a sister that's aware of hip hop. She understands it but she's before hip hop. My dad is way before hip hop.
My dad just got inducted to the
Grammy
Hall. And he ain't hip hop.
And I think we got to stop saying hip hop is music too.
My dad,
hip hop is a lifestyle.
My dad, the rap he used to listen to was Curtis Blow and the Rapping Duke. I just
Oh,
met
the
that
hall.
dude that made that song.
And then my dad came in here. He sounded like a salsa band. Like, you know, my dad just got he played nothing but salsa music and toured the entire world. He ain't hip hop at all.
Why are we only looking at hip hop as music though?
I'm saying my dad
Lifestyle.
did hip hop. He used to call them backwards pants, saggy pants, backwards cap wearing motherfuckers.
I just don't. I just feel like we just looking at
that's a
hip hop
good
as
boy. You
music.
can talk about hip hop when I was a little kid. You want to be one of these backward cap, baggy pants, saggy pants wearing motherfuckers? That is unhip hop. And my dad is black as shit.
But what is hip hop? You said that being a rebel is hip hop, not following the rules, not thinking that these laws and construct that America has is hip hop.
But that was blues too at one time.
That's why I try to tell you. I'm thinking that I look at blues as hip hop too. I think all that stuff is hip hop. Everything is hip hop, bro. And I feel like hip hop is just a word that we have come up with to kind of engulf black culture right now.
The reason why he does
our generation,
he thinks everything that you see the black in it, that's not the black, that's not the hip hop influence. You just see all the influence that black culture has in all those other music, which is definitely true. But you have to take the word hip hop and black and not use them simultaneously.
But I think it is though,
and that's the problem.
No, but that's what I said. Black and hip hop is synonymous with each other.
Shout out to MC Madge. So we are considering Travis Scott's music. I consider it rock. Trap thinks it's hip hop.
It's hip hop.
I think Uzi. I think
it's hip hop rock.
It's not. There's no such thing.
I just made it.
It's hip hop rock.
It's hip hop rock.
What about it is hip hop, Coach?
Because he has a lot of street urban stuff. Travis Scott has no street urban. So Travis Scott. His dress, his wear, it's
not street urban culture.
Yeah, that is.
Shout out to him following Wale.
Why do you think it's
Jordans are mainstream at this point?
Jordan, okay, they used to be mainstream.
No,
they are now.
No, Jordans was ours at first.
No,
it was never mainstream.
Then they tried to take it, then we took it back.
No,
it's ours now. And that's another thing with hip hop. If y'all let hip hop be as powerful as it really is, it would allow us to take everything back from everybody.
We never lost it back.
You can have it. We already did
it's
what we
all
did.
Ours. It's all ours.
No, it's
all ours.
We never lost
Jordans were a street urban thing.
He said we lost Jordan.
It's a lot of things we lost that went mainstream. There's a ton of gin and juice used to be ours. It's everybody's now.
Selling in a store near you.
Yeah.
Jordans, we made it hot. Travis, is that fair to say street urban culture made Jordans hot?
We make everything hot. We make everything hot.
Again, but now Jordan, you can't even get a pair of Jordans. Most people that's buying Jordans are hipsters or shoe collectors. And
I got Jordans on now.
Or they're buying the ones that are not
adult man that makes enough money. Most people in the culture cannot afford Jordans.
Every one of my children got Jordan on right now.
Because you're their dad and you make enough money to buy their kids' shoes. Poor people can't even get Jordans.
Get your money.
No, they can. They get the Mexican Jordan.
Or the shoe man is coming down the street with the shoes on a discount.
Yeah, that's it. Got Mexican
Jordans.
The shoe man with the discounted shoes, those are not Jordans.
Jordan a long time ago.
Yeah, we lost Jordan a long time ago.
Got the Ultra Jordans.
Now people out here
that's because y'all old and paid. That's because y'all old and paid. You don't have Jordans anymore.
Got the Cinco Jordans.
How it used to be.
Yeah. No, when they took the edge off of it, because now when everybody has it, that's not the edge anymore. Now you gotta have red bottoms and all the other stuff.
If some cool dude,
I like this. Hold up. Shout out to Ron Mack. I'm not mad at this, Ron. First time seeing you at the lunch table, I'm not mad at that. Hip hop is a part of black culture, but it is not all of black culture. A shark is a fish, but a fish is not a shark.
Amen. Shout out to Ron.
Hey, Ron. Glasses love it because it helps his point, but
no, it don't. It helps your point.
I'm gonna tell you this though, Ron. All black people are sharks though. We ain't got no fish.
Yes, we do.
We all sharks.
No, we not.
We are.
No, we are not.
The fish. We got one fish. His name is Kanye.
Oh, it's way more.
Oh man,
Travis Scott is a fish.
Listen to that down to
Travis Scott, they say Ronald the Sensei just throwing Cactus Jack. Okay, shout out to Wale the Sensei.
Travis Scott is a fish.
Yeah, I heard about him joining the class. That's dope.
Now Uzi is not a fish. Travis is a fish.
Whoa, wait a minute. So why Travis a fish? Uzi not a fish?
He just went and got him a shark now.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I heard.
One grew up in street urban culture and the other didn't.
Well, he got Wale the Sensei now, so he got some
if you don't grow up in street urban culture, you fish.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's what hip hop is. You can't just
Travis ain't going to street urban culture.
What you popping?
So only sharks are hip hop then.
That's what it is. The sharks.
Got you. Oh, I see you.
Is that fair? Is that fair?
I got it. That's why you hold hip hop so close to it's
That's why so many fishes in the water think they sharks. They not. You're not a shark.
Every time they
hip-hop
pop
is the
up,
water,
you're
man.
not a shark, my boy.
Look at me. You
I didn't say you.
Don't look at me.
I didn't say
Ain't no
you.
puppies over here.
I'm saying you not.
Like, I'm a
Drake
great
is a
white
fish.
Dang.
Huh?
You see,
Drake is a fish.
you talking about
Drake is a
Drake,
fish.
and he said him.
But-
You're
but
not Drake no more.
But I also don't think Drake is black.
Drake is black.
Drake
Drake
is not.
is black.
He's not
Yes,
black.
it is.
Oh my
He's a black.
god! This boy out here revoking
He's
people
not
black
black.
cards
He's
now.
not
I'm
black.
done.
Drake is not a black man.
Yes,
As
he is.
soon as I figured out he wasn't hip hop, you're not black to me no more. Like
So you
Damn.
you got black and hip hop just too embedded, bro.
Drake is a white man in America.
There are so many people that are not black that are hip hop.
Think about like I'm with half a part what my man G said. G said Drake is a Jewish man, right? Is he not?
Yes, he's a Jewish man.
That is a
But he's
religion,
brother.
not a race.
But he's a brother.
I mean,
He's a
that's
I don't
a
even
religion.
know if that
That's not his
He
race.
grew up culture. Here's a great point. Here's a great point.
Yes.
Drake
Come
is
on.
black. He's not mixed.
Thank you. Can you eat that? He can't eat that.
Drake is Jewish. He's a Jewish white man.
Oh
Drake
my
is
god.
black.
He is black.
Drake didn't grow up in no black culture,
Exactly. I know.
but he's black.
He's a white man.
But culturally, he grew up a Jewish man.
I'm like my dad, bro.
But he's
if
still
you don't
black.
feel like, if you don't act black, you don't want to be black, you're not black to me.
Well, I don't know if he don't want to be black. I think
He
wants to
want to be black. He got them fridge braids
You-
with the black and gold
you-
added. He
nah.
black.
He like the
He got that number one.
There's no
the black
such
culture.
thing. There's no such thing as biracial. Please don't say that to me.
Who said that again?
There's no such thing as biracial.
Like you be doing me.
That's how they be doing.
There's no biracial. I see her. She told me her parents were Hispanic and she's black.
But my grandfather's on the $50 bill in Jamaica, so we
And
black.
she's still black.
We black.
Well, she said $50 bill in Jamaica. They black.
I wouldn't even consider Jamaican people just black like that.
They
No, I'm
black.
just saying is that
They're
I know I'm
Jamaican.
black. I'm
They black.
That's
black.
funny. You notice everybody else
They
could be
black.
something else except Jamaican people.
Yeah.
Like I'm
They black.
Jamaican.
They
Yeah,
black.
you
Of
see
course
this?
they black.
They black.
Yes.
So people don't say
Jamaican
I'm a
black.
black Jamaican.
No, hey, but
Nobody.
See,
What Jamaican?
I'm a
What
black
Jamaican?
Jamaican.
No,
I'm a black rock.
I'm
White
with you.
Jamaican.
But
I'm
you know
a
what the
black
great thing is?
black.
I'm with you on that though. I'm with you on biracial. And all, ain't no biracial. Like,
Ain't no
I'm
biracial.
with you on that. I'm with you on that. Except for Drake. And
Drake is
until
not
you show me that you're a
biracial.
white man, then you're a white man to me.
Y'all
Drake
just be
is
saying
black,
anything.
man.
Tupac created drill music. Y'all just say anything.
What?
Why did somebody say that? Like, where did
Oh
that
my
come
god. Oh my god.
from?
Brenda
Bro,
had a baby.
You are black. Drake is black. He is only a brother. He's not mixed. He's not biracial. He's a brother.
So do you think?
So what about
suing in
Kim
that case was a
Kardashian?
black thing to do?
So what about Kanye West kids?
Suing in that case, you think that was a black thing to do?
I think there are some black people that will sue.
So do Kim Kardashian kids call themselves biracial or would they say
They're
they're
black.
black kids?
They're black.
Black kids.
North is black.
Them babies
They're
are
black.
Persian.
No, they're black.
Them little Persian Indians, whatever.
It's
they-
hard for him to accept. You want to hold all the people in your little bracket of black, but you got everybody got
No,
to be accepted.
you know what?
in there.
Let me stop that. If Kim Kardashian kids show that they black kids, I would.
What do you mean show their daddy's black?
They
They're
gotta
black.
show. They gotta show me you.
They
black.
gotta
You
show.
can't just come out and want to be black. See, that's what Drake tipped his toe into the black pool and figured out his sharks out there, and he
It's
was like, "Oh
crazy
shit,
how-
I gotta get up out of this pool."
It's crazy
Let me
how
go back
Drake's
over here with
double
the Jewish
take is
guppies,
like going
the
so
fish.
hard. Drake's double take.
What? Whoa. Hold up now.
Ain't no DNA, ain't
That
no
was a
culture
favor.
in no DNA, Queen Lady Act. There's no culture in DNA. There's no culture in DNA.
Yes, it is Queen DNA. You might got me.
I gotta start reading these comments. I don't know why I
So,
started
so
reading.
let me ask you a question. Let's say if you're a Mexican person,
Uh-huh.
let's say
Now I've been called
your
Mexican
parents are
numerous
Mexican.
times.
Sure, cool. That's fire. Cool. Right? Okay. So let's say your parents,
He got the
you were
pen in
born
his
in
hand.
Mexico, your mother, your dad were people born and raised in Mexico, and then you were raised in a black family. What do you think is gonna be black about you? What do you think is gonna be Mexican about you?
Nothing.
So then that means it's not in your fucking DNA.
But
It's in your upbringing. It's in your culture. It's in your every.
That
It's
means
in your
it's not
everyday.
going to nothing
It's called
be
your
in
customs.
DNA.
but when he get pulled over, he got pulled over as a Mexican. man.
Again,
He ain't pulled over as no
again,
black
notice
person.
why once you have to bring in other people, and this is my point that I keep saying. If you were, I got a homeboy named Mando. Shout out to Mando. Mando, my low, one of my favorite homeboys. Mando raised his whole life with black folks. Everybody else can tell him something different.
So is he a nigga to you now?
He always been a nigga. That's been my nigga since we was 6, 7, 8.
He's gonna hit them prison yards. You're gonna find out something different.
He went to the prison yards.
And he was a
find out
nigga.
anything different.
And that, because see, people are saying something.
He did 10 years. He did 10 years in jail, and that didn't happen. Because you know why? They all knew
He was a
where he's
nigga.
from. You know why his name Mando? Because he fucking was raised in a black family, and his motherfucking name is Armando. And you know black people don't want to pronounce nothing else. Like he keep calling it Valarte. They don't want to understand them two L's is a Y.
This nigga said Valarte.
Yes.
So,
go to
so instead of
Valarte.
his name being
Now, you
Mondo, like
Unacceptable.
it's pronounced,
being
like instead of how his name is pronounced Armando,
Mhm.
they pronounce it Armando. So guess why his name is
Mando.
Yeah, listen, we telling the truth. We ain't got a lie. Ain't no culture. All that hype is hype.
So Mando is black to you now.
Mando.
No, he's not. But you're missing the point.
Okay, so what is he to you? What
He's
is
a
that?
nigga.
He's my nigga.
He's a
Is
nigga.
he your nigga or is he a nigga?
He's American nigga.
Listen, he's my nigga.
He's an American nigga.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, one thing,
American
let
nigga.
me back out the ignorance. Right? I don't go around just telling everybody they my nigga. I can meet a brother in Mississippi. I don't know if he my nigga yet.
Okay, so what are we talking about now? So are we talking about homies? Or are we talking about
We
it's
talking about
I'm telling you, bringing things down.
It's not
into
about DNA.
realistic terms, right? It's not about DNA, right? It's really about how you were raised, which goes into a cultural conversation.
so when we break it down right now, what is Mando? To you.
That's my nigga.
No, fuck all that.
Okay, I got a question. Is nigga a culture?
It should be.
Is nigga a culture?
It is because I'm gonna lie. Let me tell you something. I don't really like people saying the word nigga that's not black,
Because
right?
you said dude is Mexican,
But my
yet
Filipino-
he's a nigga. So is nigga a culture?
It
got a
is
certain
because
way.
my Filipino homegirl, I had too many Filipinos that was raised right there where I was on Western. Like she was in the hood. So when she says, when I'm with her and I'm like, man, this my nigga Gina right here. You feel me? And it's crazy because it's a difference when people are of your culture and they come in your culture. Like she may not call me nigga, but I'll be like, man, hey nigga, hand me that lighter because Gina's my nigga. You feel me? So I don't know. It just depends.
I think that the term nigga is part of the hip hop culture. I think that right there.
We didn't start that. That came from blaxploitation. I think that was like in the 70s, 60s, 70s, where it became like a term of endearment. I don't, you know what my dad said? You know what my dad does give that to hip hop. He said, y'all made that shit of internment there. He said, even we said it, we was trying to be dicks about it. Nigga.
I can see that.
Like if you look at the blaxploitation film, it kind of was derogatory.
Yeah, I can understand.
Shout out to Tree. He said it's a Mexican in the hood and a black in the hood, just like the Grapes. Watch Video Grapes. That's like us in the 117s. It's the same game. But that's not important. You feel me? What I'm saying is, I'm saying culture, we like what we call black culture in LA is probably Los Angeles street urban culture. Right? It's not necessarily black culture. It's Los Angeles street urban culture. Like it's hard to say low riding is black culture or Mexican culture when reality is probably Los Angeles street urban culture. People start doing the same things at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's a certain way we dress. People out here, and then there's things that go further into, like a cholo culture, right? It's a little different, but then you will see it on certain people. You'll see it on certain people that fit. Like I'm telling them, you can't say there's no black members of the Ku Klux Klan, not a single soul one. Every Mexican gang in existence has black people from it. White Fence is the first Los Angeles street gang. It's black people from White Fence. It's black people from Florencia's. It's black people from Longos. It's black people from Largos. It's black people from Seven O's. I know some of them.
What do you be thinking when you see black people from these Mexican hoods?
Culturally, I just see it's like, oh, that's different. Because they start using the accents.
They do. And you don't be like, come on, brother. Snap out of that.
No.
But culturally, if it's where you from,
Ain't Will I Am from something like that?
Yeah. That was a mixed game.
Yeah, because I heard.
I thought that shit was weird. Man, when dude that
but
one.
people don't realize they're not feeling like they're doing anything different because when you raised in that culture and you've been in that culture, it's just like me when I be saying it's like, "What's up, fool?" My friends be like, "Bro, why you say that? We don't be using that."
Thing too.
That's my thing. Like that's my thing. Hey, what's up, fool? That's my thing.
No L at the back. But people in Inglewood don't talk like that.
No,
but that's how I talk.
I got other Watch On boys and they be always saying, "What's up,
fool?"
What's up, fool? That's my thing. Like culturally, that's my thing. So I don't see it no difference to me. I say it to certain people, they don't say it back.
That word too.
Yeah, in Inglewood, we put our L's on.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
we don't.
Not full.
that's because y'all a little bougie.
We're not
Not
heathens.
full. Yeah, it is a bit suburban.
We're
A little
not
suburban.
heathens.
You know, you got the foreman
Y'all do
shit
got
now.
better education programs over there. So
We
you
do.
actually
Yeah,
know.
because the tax is higher over there. So you know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
get real coin.
And you know, all the money they not putting into the hospitals, they putting into the school district.
So fool. Nah, so I said. So again, it's like, yeah, that's the point. You know what I'm saying? The whole point I wanted to talk about was with Travis and them is because it was really like they really make rock music. I could hear it actually, and I've been saying it. I couldn't figure it out, but it hit me. Even when I heard Lord Jamar comment on it, and he was talking about how Uzi does this whining sound, and I was thinking about it, or Cardi, and I'm like, oh, that is rock. They're actually, some of the stuff is rock references. I just feel like anytime we see a black person rapping, we automatically call it hip hop.
But I do have a question
Like
about
if they rap.
I knew you was coming.
I have a question about that because you need some kind of background to be hip hop.
Yeah,
You don't
it's
think
definitely
these rock artists think the same thing about some of these black artists that coming in there trying to do rock? Like, bro, you not rock.
How could they tell us?
I'm just saying.
I
You don't
mean-
think rock is looked at as a white music thing now?
How could it be?
No.
I mean, I don't think it is. I don't think it started as with black.
Imagine white people telling us how fried chicken's supposed to go.
They do.
You believe them?
We don't. That's why we listen.
They
to
can tell you about how
No.
fried chicken's supposed to cook.
No, no.
I don't know, Will. I don't know, Coach. You got a little too much salt up in there. I don't know, Coach. That flour. You don't think you be looking at them crazy? Imagine that Kentucky Fried. The Colonel got the hottest fried chicken establishment in the whole
And
country.
that's a white man.
So imagine the Colonel trying to tell us about it's the
White man
Colonel.
been teaching us about chicken for years.
No, they won't.
No.
And we won't even buy it.
They don't
You
even have
like-
chicken
you
on.
love
They don't even
Kentucky
have
Fried.
chicken
Yeah,
on the
because it's
menu.
the greatest version of white people fried chicken I can get my hands on.
You like that honky
They
chicken.
don't
Yeah,
even
I
put
like
chicken
it.
on the
I
menu.
like it because guess what? It's the best white fried chicken that everybody got at once.
You shouldn't eat it.
I agree, but I'm saying it's the white. Imagine
He's
the
so
white person
pro-black,
trying
he
to tell
can't
you
help
about chitlins. I don't know.
They can tell me whatever the fuck they want to about chilling. I don't know what that is.
Hey, coach is funny. Coach
Chillin' is-
that hunky.
I don't like. I don't like how you
Never
did
heard
that
that.
flour.
I don't like how you
I
did
don't
that.
like how you
flour.
did that flour.
That's like somebody trying to go into. That's like going into a soul food place trying to tell them about cornbread. They looking at you
a white
like
man be like, the way you did this cornbread,
they like.
man, if you don't shut the fuck up.
Y'all niggas gonna eat it?
No, I'm going. But you're missing a point. Just because they take over or they get involved, just because they got into KFC and they got KFC, don't mean they can tell us shit about fried chicken.
Hey, this gonna sound crazy right here.
Is it
This might be the no. Just yeah.
maybe?
This is gonna be really crazy. This might be
Okay.
the craziest thing I ever said.
We'll
on
take
the,
your word for it.
on the stream. Last got a point.
What? Say it again.
No, what he just said right there, that made me change my mind on that. Right, that actually
Say it
was.
again?
I ain't gonna lie. Like that actually made a lot of sense. Like,
What? You said glasses,
yeah,
right?
you gotta put
Look that.
you right.
Look
Man,
that.
this is a famous moment right here
Yeah, you
in,
right.
in the lunch hour history.
Shout
I
out to Rob.
That was
He said, all I know is that Asian people cook the best fried chicken in California. And I still
Correct.
look, I'm not even upset if that's what you want to believe. But guess what? An Asian motherfucker could never do. Tell me about fried chicken. I don't want they fucking recipe.
Asian fried chicken is good. They gotta put something on it though. They gotta put like
Red.
sauce on
When
it.
they
and
put
stuff.
that Thai Japanese,
And that's
Swiss
hella
sauce,
racist too, because it's
You
not
ever heard-
all
you ever-
Asian people frying chicken.
You ever heard how they learn how to? You ever heard how they learn how to fry chicken?
Run Louisiana fried chicken. They're not all just different Asian.
But no,
Yeah,
he
that is
talking about that
They're
Asian
like no
style chicken,
Japanese person.
Japanese,
The Korean-
or-
the
I was
Korean
Japanese
fried
food
chicken.
have the best fried chicken.
Huh?
Like,
So you ever
Koreans.
heard about how they?
Y'all
You
know
ever heard how
Koreans.
they learn how to fry chicken though?
Y'all know Koreans think they black.
You know,
Nah.
you know, we gave
K-pop
them the recipe.
ain't nothing but old doo-wop, old R&B.
Hey, Mexicans must can fry good chicken too. Because I
We
used
gave them
Everybody
the
has their own
Mexicans can do anything good with
to
their
work
food.
at this soul food place. I ain't gonna say the name. And it was nothing but Mexican cooking that food.
Mexicans
People all
can
up in
do.
there eating stuff,
because
but it was nothing but Mexicans
culturally
cooking that food.
anybody can
Is that
learn
why you want to
stuff.
say it to let them down?
Look, I have had
What's
a
that?
lot of Korean people fry chicken for me. It's Louisiana got Korean people frying the chicken. That's cool. But them people can't tell me nothing about fried chicken.
Even if it's better than any black chicken you ever tasted.
That's impossible.
So
We
you
gave them the recipe, B.
A franchise, that's a lot. But trust me, I know somebody that fried chicken better than them.
Popeye the Kentucky Fried
My
Chicken.
fried chicken better than them, and I'm
Today?
standing on it.
Popeyes or Kentucky
I
Fried
don't know.
today.
Korean fried chicken good.
We'll go KFC today.
That's
KFC, ugh.
Old Popeyes, yes. new Popeyes.
Nigga.
Disgust.
Nigga talking crazy now. Like
No,
Spicy
Popeyes.
Popeyes?
No, I
You
agree with
said-
you. I agree with you.
Popeyes said-
The first
It
10
changed.
years
It
was
changed.
crazy at
It
one time.
changed.
It
When that
changed.
chicken sandwich
They
came,
ruined that shit.
They
once
changed.
that
I
chicken
don't know what
sandwich
they-
came,
hold on. I know your ass ain't talking about Kentucky better than Popeyes too.
Man, I'm telling
No,
you. Yeah.
old Popeyes used to
Nah,
be.
I got
Yeah.
Popeyes.
New
I got
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
None of that shit.
Hold on.
They make
Hold
it
on.
steak really crispy and
You-
hard
you too,
now
Trap?
and
You
all
too,
that
Trap?
stuff.
Yeah, I got Popeyes.
eat Raisin Cane's before I,
I like
eat that.
Even the
I don't like
sweet
the little
tea
smooth,
no
all that little
more.
smooth ass skin that Kentucky
Thank
Fried
you.
Chicken be doing. I don't like that shit.
Raisin Cane's well done with the toasted bread on both sides.
bro.
Raisin Cane's is chicken fingers.
Bro, that shit delicious.
I need chicken with a bone in it.
You can't even eat it with no.
That
That's
shit
how
don't
much
no
I'd rather
flavor.
eat that than Popeyes.
Take a piece of Raisin Cane and don't use that sauce.
Oh yeah, and it's just
I
chicken.
could-
No,
It's
Raisin
sauce.
Cane is chicken fingers. I need a
Yeah.
chicken with a bone in it.
But
Yeah, I'm not taking that.
I don't care
He's
what.
so fresh at the far.
That's what that thing
Damn
say
chicken
juicy,
fingers.
and when you get that bread toasted on both sides, well done. That's me.
I like Dave's hot chicken better than Raisin Cane's.
That's the problem, right?
Yeah, that's true. I take Dave's.
So
But churches, I don't care what nobody says.
Now, Church is the
Back in
best.
day,
Church is the
Church's
best
chicken
chicken.
was smashing
Church
on
is
all
the
of these
best one.
chicken spots.
Hey, what about Chick-fil-A? They don't.
That's cool too. I
Hey,
do.
first of all, y'all niggas tripping
What
on
about churches back in the day?
Churches
Churches
was-
back in the day was
Churches was trash. I hate
Church
churches.
was
was
fire.
good.
Church
Church
was
was good.
fire. And they had the honey biscuits.
oh no, back in the day when they had that Tuesday special, I was right there.
Churches is
Church
crap.
ain't never. And that's
With the
Texas
okra
fried
and all
chicken.
that stuff.
Texas don't got nothing nasty except churches.
Churches cook your biscuits all the way.
Churches.
You know?
Like, why
I
would
don't
you
know.
giving up
Western
them
or
raw
Manchester, we was doing it was
That's
good.
true.
Remember
Popeye.
Roy Rogers? Remember Roy Rogers chicken? Y'all had Roy Rogers?
Who?
Y'all never had Roy Rogers. Roy Rogers is a restaurant that used to be
We
out
trying to
here
go
on
with them
the
East Coast
Yeah,
chicken
that's
spots.
East
You
Coast
know we
shit,
don't
Trap.
know.
That's
Nah,
New York shit.
I thought Roy Rogers was everywhere. It's up and down the East Coast.
For a
though.
long time was by far the best franchise. It whooped
They came
KFC
out with
churches
they
ass.
came up with that
But
chicken.
whatever happened, they got rid of that old black. Oh, honey, the
They
lady
went
that do the
corporate.
commercials. They got rid of her, and then everything went to shit.
She took her recipe
shit.
with her.
No,
I've
they
never
went
been to New
corporate.
Orleans, but they said Popeyes in New
Oh,
Orleans
honey,
is
you really
crazy.
brought this chicken here?
Yeah, she made you want to go
Nah,
get some.
you know what it was? You know what it was? It was when they put
Popeyes was fire when
Mary
they
J.
came up
Blige
with
in that
that
commercial.
like they ain't never been the
They had
same.
Mary J. Blige singing about the chicken.
Trap got that.
Ever
Trap.
since
Say
then, it's
who?
been over.
Say
Mary
what?
wowed out. I said when Mary
Oh,
wowed
Mary
out in
did
that
that
commercial, it was
Popeye
over.
commercial.
It was
Yeah.
over.
Oh, Mary ruined Popeyes?
Something
Man,
happened.
you never seen that commercial?
Right no more.
Nah.
It used
I
to
went
be
to
nothing.
Popeye.
good.
I tried Popeye about 10
YouTube
times.
that commercial.
Oh, this shit just raggedy now.
Long as they ain't messing with the rice and beans, the rice and beans is still good. Don't fuck with that. I ain't gonna have no more.
I'm gonna tell you what smashed, and I didn't even know until I moved out here and I had some Louisiana fried chicken.
Oh, that's fire. But
Hey.
that's not a major franchise. I said
But we
LA
all know the best one.
It's
Hey,
the,
we've been talking about Louisiana the
they
whole
got the
time.
crispy chickens that be in the gas station and shit.
You said who?
Ever got that? It's just this shit called crispy chickens.
Yeah, they
It
got
be
that.
like,
That
a
ain't
little short
It
stuff.
ain't good. It's at the gas station.
I know, huh?
Nah, I've been the one that was good before. I've been the one that the
I
chicken
will
was
give it to
smashing.
them. They the best
Crispy
gas
crunch.
station chicken I ever tried because I tried it before.
Nah,
That-
Royal Farms is the best gas station chicken. Royal Farms down there, like in Baltimore and shit, that shit got the best gas station fried chicken you can have. Called
And
Royal
this is my
Farms.
point. This is why niggas can't fry chicken on the West Coast no more because they identifying as mixed.
Mm.
That's my
Yeah.
They
point.
make good tacos, right?
And they cook
I
it
bet
like
you nobody in
KFC.
Baltimore ain't
That's
identifying
why
as
when
good
we
nigga
get the
tacos.
Waffle House, there's too many mixed.
mixed.
Them
I'm gonna
nigga
be
tacos, that fucking worldwide taco. Oof.
Why the
Mixed.
Waffle House ain't in California, Glasses? Why the Waffle House everywhere else but California? Can you explain
We
to
have
me?
We ain't got
original-
Waffle House either. We ain't got Waffle House in New York.
We have the original Waffle House.
Where that's at?
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Nah, I ain't talking about that one.
No, they-
I
no, they
want
from
the
Harlem,
Waffle
right?
House they got.
No, that's
That
from
shit
Harlem,
horrible.
right?
Oh yeah, Waffle House.
That
is
shit
horrible.
bad. It's only good after 2 o'clock. You gotta go after 2 o'clock. If you go to
Yeah,
Waffle
I
House
don't know.
before
I
You
2
know what
o'clock,
that's called on the
Hangout.
West Coast?
Drinking.
Denny's.
That's called what?
That's
I
called
don't
Denny's
know.
on the West Coast. Denny's.
No, y'all got IHOP, right? Y'all got IHOP, right?
Yeah, but
You gotta be drunk at the Waffle House to
Denny's is
eat.
closer to like Waffle House.
Nah, don't do Denny's like
Yeah,
that.
we don't got Waffle,
Waffle
House.
House
We got
is shitty.
IHOPs.
Denny's is
Yeah,
shitty too.
Denny's is okay.
Shout out to K-Way. He said this clip gonna be all over G's Twitter. Look at these niggas debating chicken.
Word. Niggas. Niggas. Some
Oh,
of the best chicken.
But this is the thing, K-Way. This is my point. I'm telling him about rock and roll. How the hell white people gonna tell me about rock and roll?
That and that's facts. I back up off of it now.
I don't care if they tell me
What?
rock and roll
This
messed
is
it up.
This must be a good day because
No,
we got
what it is though, what it is
real
within that though,
Pro black square, but if you could let me remind me that rock and roll
That's
is
like
black,
Kenny
it
G
is.
telling me. That's like
It
Kenny
is.
G.
They can't tell us shit about rock and roll. You're
Are
right.
you
I would
okay
say
with
this,
letting the
though.
rock stars being rock stars and letting them go from hip hop because they don't want to be?
I'm okay with them niggas being hip hop rock
So
stars.
Travis Scott
Like,
is
it's all good.
So Travis Scott is now a rock.
It's all
Can I
good.
hear you say
Yeah, I wanna hear
Travis
you
Scott
say
is a rock star?
Travis Scott is a hip hop rock star.
Not the double African American.
Double African. Go ahead, Trap. What you saying, Trap?
Nah, I was saying that I think when they think about like the rock and roll we created though, isn't the rock and roll at the white, like that heavy metal shit and all that shit like that. That's the white people rock and roll right there, man.
Neighbor on the mic.
Yeah, all that shit right there. That's they shit. That's they shit right there. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, that's they shit.
They be
That
really
grunge
saying
shit.
something.
Yeah, that's they shit. We don't do that shit.
White rock music though.
Huh?
I wonder how that sounded to people on the other end.
That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy. That shit sound demonic. That's they shit right there. But the rock and roll, we made the cool rock and roll, yo. You know what I mean?
That nigga said, I'm done. He said,
that shit ain't rock and roll.
Yeah, that's the trash rock.
it is.
Yeah, that's the white people rock and roll.
That is not rock and roll. That
Creativity
is the KFC of rock and roll.
Yeah, that's right.
expression. It's metal.
Take them
down. That's when that subgenre should get involved. That's what
I
that is.
really push that we should make Travis Scott, Uzi, and Travis Scott, Uzi, and Cardi the face of rock and roll.
I'll agree with that just because
I think it's time we get that back.
It'll make white people mad, so I agree.
Please hit the like button.
I agree.
Raw DT raw.
Nah, we
Hey,
got.
All right, y'all. Glasses Malone, heavy metal coming soon. You having
Not
too much
before that
fun.
R&B though.
Oh yeah,
That R&B.
Glasses. He want that R&B album from
we
you.
gotta get that glasses on.
I can just see Glasses right now, like rapping this heart out to a girl. Go on, Glasses. We're gonna get that R&B album.
Some Crip R&B.
Some Crip R&B. That's what I was just thinking.
Nah, so that's all I'm saying.
Crip and B.
I think we need to reclaim that back because I don't think they doing it right anyway.
What, rock?
Yeah. Cuddy definitely feel like rock.
Definitely.
All that shit is hip hop, man. That shit is all
It's
hip
hip hop influence, but it's rock.
To say that is to say that all hip hop should sound the same now.
No, it don't. But that's acting like Cuddy and them brought diversity to hip hop. That's just disrespecting everybody else. Like
All
hip hop
hip-hop.
sounded the same before that. It didn't. It could be. I think some of this stuff should be blues. I think some of this shit should be jazz.
And then you say, and then in the same note, you say singing is hip hop though.
Singing can be hip hop. It's just a vocal delivery. I mean, Post Malone raps in country. Wouldn't nobody call that hip hop?
He's
Would you consider that hip hop?
No, it's melodic.
What Post Malone does?
It's country.
Nah, that shit.
So is Malone hip hop?
Post Malone is country.
Post
Country.
Malone is
Country. Well, it's
So
not
he
country.
can't-
Why
so
Eminem
he-
is hip
It's
hop?
right because it's
So you
music.
can't be hip hop.
Eminem is hip hop.
I think we got
Hold on, coach. Is Eminem hip hop?
yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
What he say? What he say?
You say it louder
Beastie
for the
Boys,
people in the back.
Yeah,
And he whispered that shit real
Oh,
low.
you need to say that louder for the people in the back. Is
Yeah.
Eminem hip hop? Oh, okay.
I think that we got to stop putting hip hop as just music though. I think hip hop is more than music.
We know you think hip hop is black.
Them dudes don't live no mother. Why? So what makes Travis Scott live a hip hop experience?
He's trying to backtrack in the day, coach.
No, so what do you got to be to be considered hip hop?
Street urban. You grew up in street urban culture.
I don't think that's the only way you could be hip hop.
Your music has to.
Why you got? See,
That's the only way.
Your music has to reflect street open culture.
Somebody stole my pad to my seat.
Well, yeah, I stole it. You wasn't here.
Yeah. Look at that. She got.
I need it for my back.
I borrowed it.
Thank you.
You been borrowing the whole hour, huh?
But we gotta stop dissing white rock music too, though. 'Cause
I'm
we
not
got some
dissing it.
people
I
like-
love the
We got
Eagles.
some people
We
like
love
Foo
it.
Fighters.
I
and
love
all
the
that kind of
Eagles.
stuff. Eagles.
I love
We love
classic
it.
rock. I don't really fuck with that
rock
old.
out here.
Yeah, because if I was gonna go to some new
Eagles go
rock,
hard though. They die.
yeah, you just got fouled. I
Is
fuck with
Vanilla Ice
Queen.
hip hop?
Queen is dope.
Queen is fire.
Best rock group of all time is Foo Fighters, though.
Oh my God!
No. Best rock group.
I like Pink Floyd. I like Pink Floyd, man.
He said of all rock. You said Foo
all
Fighters
time.
of all rock.
Pink Floyd is dope.
If I got to deal with white rock, I'm going vintage white rock.
Def Leppard,
I'm probably
shit like
going
that.
no
Red
rock.
Hot Chili
The
Peppers.
only rock I might go with post 90s.
You ain't going Hootie and the Blowfish?
No.
What? Trap.
Hootie, hey, Trap. Hootie was doing
hell?
their thing. Trap. I'm with you on Hootie.
What? Wait a minute. You like Hootie and the Blowfish too?
There is record and with the country and getting his money now.
I like the rock that come from King in them territory.
You know?
Yeah, how do I be
The
getting
boy that
grunge and
that,
stuff.
yeah, that grunge,
R.E.M., all
Nirvana,
that
that
stuff,
first
yeah.
Nirvana album, that was cool.
But Foo Fighters, one of the
Team
rock
Spirit.
bandmates from Nirvana is a Foo Fighter.
Yeah.
They matter of fact, the lead singer.
Yeah, but I mean,
From
they
Foo
ain't
Fighters.
fuck with Queen or nothing. I'm just
I mean,
saying Foo Fighters. are
Nirvana,
cool.
Foo Fighters,
None of them fucking with
Foo
Queen.
Fighters is the
Nirvana.
best group of all time.
Yeah, they not fucking with Queen.
Journey too.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Journey is
Period.
fire.
Journey with Steve Perry.
Can we consider Journey rock,
is
guys?
Yes.
Come on, bro. That old soft shit.
Come on, man.
See,
Alternative.
see,
That's that old soft
this
ass
is that bullshit.
weird. That ain't rock, man. That's
This is what y'all
that's
think I
pebble.
do with
Aerosmith.
hip-hop music.
Aerosmith hard.
Aerosmith.
This is what
No,
we
no,
got.
Metallica.
what about Aerosmith? That's the
Metallica.
ones,
Yeah,
man.
that was cool.
Aerosmith.
Funkadelic. Okay, now come on in here then.
Ain't none of y'all named Chuck Berry.
Now you going back with Bootsy Collins.
Well,
and all
first
that
off,
stuff.
originally,
yeah,
Ike Turner
you going
is the
back with
first
that
made
now.
first
Bootsy
rock
Collins,
star.
nigga, guitar
Ike
talk.
Ike
Shout out to
Turner.
Ike
I know
Turner
what you're talking
and
about.
Little Richard started rock and roll.
Come on.
Ike Turner and Little Richard.
He birthed.
Okay.
He birthed. I can't think that nigga played the guitar.
But again, Pink
You
was
know-
never hip hop.
What's the nigga?
You about the singer, Pink?
Jimi Hendrix.
No, Pink wasn't.
Oh my God.
This is that shit.
Jimi
Hey, wait,
Hendrix.
hey, you talking about Pink Floyd or Pink
She
the singer?
had
Pink.
shit.
The singer.
Yes.
Drop the
See, but
mic.
this is that shit I be talking about. This that double African American.
I'm saying, but if Journey's is
Double
rock,
African American.
Pink
Journey
ain't
is
rock.
fire.
Pink ain't rock.
Journey got great songs.
Journey is fire.
They got
Fire
great
rock
songs.
song.
They got great songs.
Hey, they had a video game. They were so fire.
They're
I like
cool.
Morrissey.
They pop-
Morrissey
they
was
pop-
a
that's all.
Morrissey was a good rock
They
man.
pop rock. You said
They
who?
pop rock.
Morrissey.
Morrissey? Marcy? What's it?
Morrissey, I don't know what you're about.
Morrissey.
Jim Morrison.
Yeah, you know, we are heaven and we need to be loved.
You talking about the Doors?
I don't
No,
think
I'm
she's
talking
the
about
Doors. She's
Morrissey.
talking about-
But the Doors was.
Help me out,
was
glasses. They
fire,
don't know who I'm
too.
talking about.
The Doors is fire. I like
Yeah,
vintage
man.
white rock. If we gonna go white rock,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, vintage.
vintage white rock when it was closer to black rock and
I
roll.
stopped in and out around Van Halen and stuff. That's where I tell off
After we
at.
get up
Yeah.
there.
It started getting kind of not really
yeah.
tight after that.
So Van Halen stuff, I started telling off.
So
Van
so
Halen,
probably
yeah.
right into the 90s, it stopped being cool. Because when I listen to it, like I get why people rock with Queen, the Doors, all
Doors is
that
fire.
Yeah.
Journey,
They
all
had
that
a beat
stuff.
still. They
Stop
had a
saying
melody
Journey.
still.
Let's get Journey though.
Journey is fire.
Journey
Journey.
do got
Eagles.
some great songs, but
Fire.
we're not gonna put them with Queen and
Yeah,
Doors and
yeah, we gonna put
we're
Journey.
not gonna put Journey.
Yeah,
You
you
have
put
to.
Journey up there. You have to.
You have to.
Once you get past Nirvana, I log off.
Then you like Foo Fighters then.
Okay, they can crack.
Then Foo Fighters is
Yeah, but
the
that's when
shit.
they started to tail off. That era started to tear off. It started.
Yeah.
Getting, that's when it started getting
Like that.
that shit.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
death
that's
metal.
that metal
Death
shit.
metal.
Yeah, that's that
That's
metal.
that
shit.
death metal.
Death metal, you do gotta have a
That's
certain
that
type of
death metal.
like for that shit. Like that's
All
a,
they do is scream.
acquired taste.
You gotta
Yeah,
just be in
that's
there.
They do be like,
Acquired
That's all they
taste.
do.
hey, that sound like something Travis and Uzi would do on a song.
Possibly.
Look at that. I cannot.
Listen to one of them songs make you feel bad, like in your soul, like you feel a little darker. That's why
What's
I don't listen
funny
to
is
that shit.
I don't hear no emotion in that shit.
I be after
I
I
just,
listen.
you know
no.
what? When I hear metal, I just hear angry white man.
I feel like I died a little bit after I listen to one of them songs.
And they be angry white man.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's all the music. I don't really fuck with none of that shit.
But I will say if we gonna make
Oh, we got a guest. We got a guest. Hey, we got a guest out here.
Oh, he gone. Gene, like I'm gone.
What? Gee, you
All
gone?
right, brother.
Nah,
You stop by later.
Yeah.
I know. Yes, sir.
Man got them Grand Hills on.
No
I got the
Jordans.
Grand Hills on. That's fire.
I said you ain't got the Jordans on. They
We done. I'm done with Jordan.
Jordans is done.
Jordan went too mainstream for me.
Yeah. You talking about the shoe?
The shoe. I never liked Michael Jordan to play.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I don't
like
Michael
Jordan. He
player.
POS. Yeah. I don't like Jordan as a person, but his shoes fire.
I ain't gonna front. I'm still.
Yeah, what you got on? What you got on right now? You got some
regular.
I didn't like Jordan.
I'm locked in. I ain't gonna lie. I'm still.
Hey,
you know,
Cole.
they drop tomorrow. I'm gonna be in there.
I didn't like Jordan because he played.
Always gonna wear Jordans.
Okay, no sitters
That's
live. The
why.
lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right here at noon Pacific Standard
Likes.
Time.
You need some likes.
Likes.
You feel me? I need some likes. How many
Likes.
likes is it now?
Let me see.
Get a
I'm
like.
gonna tell all my friends
How
hit the
many
like,
likes is it?
and thank you for my friends that been clicking in.
How many likes we at now?
We only at 30,
That can't be right.
39.
Okay, let's get to 40 likes.
So let's get to 50. Fuck 40 likes.
Okay, how many people watching on YouTube?
Shit, there was up to
I-
50, 70.
I have a good idea that
But
I'm gonna
then
be doing for
also on
y'all.
rebroadcast, they could still push likes when they see it later on.
I think that people don't understand till
So,
you have to
no,
turn your
we need
phone
to get to
sideways.
100.
I think
Okay, hit the like button. 100.
We hit 100
hit
before.
100 couple
We
times.
hit
Yeah,
100
but it had to
before.
be 100, 200 people.
did I say
Or
something?
when it goes out and they share it, they can still
lot
hit
of-
likes when they share it.
They don't have
A
to
lot of
watch
my
it right now. They
friends
can
be
watch it
hitting
later.
me and they be
Yeah,
saying,
hit
"How do you hit the like button?" Because when you're watching it like this, I'm gonna give y'all some advice. You have to hit your phone and make it be full screen sideways so you can hit the like button. Because my friends be texting me like, "How do you hit the like?" You got to turn it sideways.
Once you take off the chat,
I thought you
be
gotta just do it straight up.
take
Shout
the
out to
chat
my
off.
boy
Yeah,
Michael
you gotta
Love.
close
Thank
the
you
chat.
for the $10. What to do, fellas? Everyone at the lunch table,
Take the chat
everyone
off.
at the lunch table, 5 roll tacos rolled on me,
Share
one
the like.
each. My
I'm trying to
people.
explain to you that some people, when they
Roll
doing it,
taco.
they just-
I'm the only
That's
person.
called taquito.
Keep it straight. Take the chat off.
I gave no advice the way I wanted to. King, do it your way.
Burrito.
Wrong advice.
So anyway, much love. Like the stream, like my man Mario said.
Get over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we need to make them rock.
I agree. 100%. I feel like we
Trav,
should make them rock.
Uzi.
No, man, no, hell no. They hip hop, man.
I'm gonna call them hip hop rock,
But
but
I think they should keep defining what they're doing, and then now we could get some actually good rock music from some of
But
the
people
white
just gonna call him hip hop rock because they ain't gonna be able to let him go.
no. Call them
Hey,
rock.
I ain't gonna let it
I'm gonna
go.
call them hip hop.
Let it go with the black
Brothers.
girl.
No.
Call
Him
them rock.
brother,
Call them
him
rock.
hippie to hip
Call them
hop
rock.
brothers.
Hold
them
on.
We call them
Yeah.
rock.
What happened with it in Living Color? That rock group, that black group.
Yeah.
They be singing for CM Punk. Like,
They still be seeing.
Glasses.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't care what
yeah.
nobody
They
say.
was
They gonna be saying them
Yeah.
hippie to hip hop
They
brothers.
was
Rock.
like,
Hippie to hip hop brother. That can't be rock.
Hobbity.
but
Hippie to hip
I will
hop.
say this though: if we gonna name them rock, we gonna call them rock.
Here
Their
it
music
comes.
gotta be fire though. They gotta make real
Travis
quality.
is fire.
I think they're good. They got each of those individuals got to make really
Are you
great
gonna-
music.
Are you
They
gonna
gotta make-
referee all the
Travis
rock
is
artists?
Now I got my eye on them now. Now
So
I'm
now he's the
Listen.
referee.
Just listen to me. Think about rock music. Go listen to the Foo Fighters and then
Yeah.
go back and listen to Uzi, and it's gonna make sense.
it don't even get close. See, that's what I'm saying. They got to give me some of that classical rock music.
No.
See,
the
that's
problem.
I'm talking when I say class. Okay,
Now
I'm not trying to say they got to be.
Now he
like the
can't
old-
let go.
They ain't got to be Journey, but when I listen to it, it got to feel classic to me though. It got to feel like this is gonna stand the test of time.
So now them
Like,
hippie to hip hop brothers
That's what good rock
better
is.
give
Or
him
they're
good rock.
defining rock.
But it's even if you define it, when I listen to your music,
So
I
you
gotta
said
say,
Travis Scott
I
don't
gotta
make
say 3 years from now, this gonna be
Travis
fire.
don't make good music?
Travis Collins in.
He make all right music.
Okay, wait. What is
Travis
what
Collins
is
in.
rock music? What is rock music? What is rock music?
It's an energy.
It's an energy.
The instruments. It's the
It's a
instruments being
It's
used.
not necessarily instruments neither.
Who's
That was something that came later.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is rock?
Instruments? It ain't the instruments?
Rock is what is it?
They don't have to have live bands with them either. That all music has live
guitars?
bands in its inception. No, guitars is later. Little Richard didn't even play the guitar. It's not guitars. Like you can't like
it's
Kentucky
energy?
Fried Chicken cannot tell us about fried chicken. Just because it's popular and it's the biggest one, that don't mean that they can tell us about fried chicken.
They think
We
they
create the energy.
So rock is an energy,
can. So
Rock has always been an energy.
a high level at the highest level. You say.
Yeah.
So
So going through the levels of energy determines like blues, hip hop, soul, R&B, and rock is the level of energy. Is that what you're saying?
Say who?
The level of energy determines blues, soul, R&B, hip
Certain
hop,
energy.
rock.
Yes.
Okay,
So,
define that. The
Trap
energy.
Trap, do you like any of their music, Uzi and
You like some of their stuff?
Yeah.
you like stuff?
Yeah.
You don't like it in masses like he finna lie.
I listen. Listen, I listen to it. Like
A little bit.
I had appreciation
You'll find a
for
song or
like
two.
Astroworld's fire. Ain't nothing rock and roll about Astroworld.
It actually is rock and roll.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Ain't
do
nothing-
Do you like their stuff?
Ain't nothing rock on.
but I had to
rock and roll.
separate. I had to separate my mind from expectations to what they were doing.
Okay.
Like Trap is saying, he's saying this one thing, and it's like hip hop can make it. Hip hop has always been multifaceted. It's always had different sounds, but then I recognize a different energy. I also recognize when street urban culture is not attached to something.
So when you recognize they did rock, you appreciated it better.
It made sense. It stopped being like just a bunch of hoopla. Like when I hear that all my friends are dead song, all my friends are dead, it just kind of is like, what energy is that? I don't give a fuck which ghetto you go to in the world and niggas
You don't
die.
think,
You
yeah, all my
that
friends
energy.
is dead. Yeah, you're right.
You're not singing it happily.
That's like a different way of saying dead homie.
But what's the difference? I'm about to say, what's the difference between that and dead homies then?
But you're missing the point. It's not with the energy, right? It's not in this kind of different thing. It's a
Like death
different
is
thing.
good. Death is like rock music. Death is good. Death is happy.
Yeah.
What was PM doing?
Like I wish
Who?
Raquel.
What was PM doing?
PM Dawn was hip hop. They was different.
That's a good question, Trap.
PM Dawn was different and they was hip hop. But hip hop is
But
always
they was
that
like
different stuff.
eclectic or something. Whatever you call that.
Eclectic.
Yeah,
But they were just hip hop.
Yeah, but they was hip hop.
All my friends are dead. The men on my legs. Yeah, that's like
Because it's like
not,
that compared to R. Kelly singing about "I wish my homie's gone." Like it's just a difference of like how we say it, like "man, our homie's gone" versus like "oh, my friends are dead." Just like when the Kanye song about him singing about sucking,
Oh, that shit.
wee-wee. Like there's just certain
Yeah, was
things.
that rock?
What?
What Kanye talking about? Sucking
I think
his-
Kanye. What's funny is I think Kanye became a pop music making person for a while now.
Well, his cousin's a rock song.
I
you
don't
make a
know.
poem.
I haven't listened to the whole song. I just listened to the part where he's talking about sucking his cousin's dick.
Well, I'm just saying the way he's doing it, like suck my cousin's dick, like just that
Yeah,
happiness about it. I just don't see nobody being like,
happy-
yeah,
That's
She said
unique.
Yeah.
happiness
That's
about
never
it.
been hip hop.
I just don't see.
It's never been a hip hop.
I just don't see IT being like, yeah,
So
suck
do you
my
believe
cousin,
he's
you know?
gay now?
No, I don't think he's gay still.
Still don't think he's gay singing a happy song,
Wait, what?
a sucking dick,
No.
and you don't think he's gay.
I don't know what
No.
it takes for glasses to think somebody's gay, but
The dude's
I think
singing
that
happy
Glasses has
songs,
to have
sucking
somebody
dick.
say that this is what I am to accept him because most
He
people
said
He
have
never said he was gay.
that's a gay man.
that. Man, he said every act that you could think of to be gay, but
If you suck dick for years, you're gay.
So that's
Come on.
not true. If you're a little kid, it also can mean you just messed
You're a
up.
gay kid.
14.
Or you can just be-
It's gay fish.
Yeah.
a gay fish.
Oh, that's the double African American talking.
There you
That's
go.
a good one, coach.
Good
A
fish.
gay
Gay
fish.
fish. That was South Park. There's
Well, you didn't- I mean, I don't know. It's a lot of sharks out here.
I heard that. I thought about that. I was like, oh, he is a gay fish.
Yes.
Well, there's some sharks out here.
So you know it's
Yeah.
a shark.
It
There's
is some
sharks
sharks
out
out here,
here.
and they circling
Because the
his.
I
DL
don't
is.
know. Coach is
Hey,
making
Glasses,
a point.
Did you hear about the gay
Coach is
list?
getting me a trap.
Oh,
He's kind of I'm falling over there to Kanye's not hip hop.
Thank you.
Nah,
I thought you were
Thank
saying
you.
Kanye's
Hey,
gay.
this might be the greatest day of the stream history.
Hey, there's
We
some
leaning.
shit growing out
We
here.
both
people.
agree with each other.
Y'all gotta
No,
get that shit.
I haven't quite
Just say
sure.
it. Just say it.
It's
Glasses.
gonna take a
Just
take
say
a
it.
little bit more.
Just say
for
it.
me to
Well, the
believe
world
it.
is changing because they just dropped the DL list on Facebook and it's going up. A lot of these rappers are on there. It's crazy.
what?
I don't know. She just came out.
That's some Wendy Williams
I
shit
don't
right
know.
there. That's
The
crazy.
DL list dropped on Facebook. It's a group on Facebook. They dropped it and they had all kind of people on there. It's crazy.
It was people from the community that did that. That did the list.
The community is talking.
Anyway, we up out of here. Make sure y'all take some time today. The fight comes on. Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, 3 separate fights, same card, New York, Times Square. I'm waiting on the homie to hit me back to get trapped in. They waited to the last day.
Word.
You
That'd
feel
be
me?
dope.
But I would like for that to happen. I wish I would have knew before because I could have made it happen because everybody kept saying, did you want somebody to go to the fight?
Damn.
I want to go. I'm like, I'm not flying to New York to fight, watch these dudes fight nobody.
Oh, you gonna try to get trapped
Yeah,
in?
it's gonna
Yeah,
be
we're gonna get
crazy.
trapped in there. So y'all watch the fight. It comes on earlier, 6 p.m. if you on the East Coast, 3 p.m. if you on the West Coast. Really great fight. Y'all should go check it out. And
Tonight? Today?
Today.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't come on today, Trap. Come on.
I want to watch
Y'all go out there and support that boxing match. Like,
It'll
y'all-
probably
Yeah,
crazy.
y'all
tomorrow
support the
Canelo
stream.
fights. We back on Monday. Much love to y'all.
All right, y'all
All right.
check out the merch.
Easy. Double African American.